studying marketing and international business. Today I'm going to talk about the trade war between USA and China. And first of all, I would like to explain the commercial relations between these countries, specifically the behavior of the trade balance during the last years. So about exports, China was the United States' third largest goods export market with $120.3 billion. The top export categories were aircraft machinery, electrical machinery, optical and medical instruments and vehicles, and also soybeans, cotton, and pork products. And the export of services were almost $58.9 billion, including travel, intellectual property, trademark, computer software, and transport sectors. And about imports, well, China was the United States' largest supplier of good imports, with almost $539 billion. In 2018, the main categories were electrical machinery, furniture, toys and sport equipment, plastic, processed fruit and vegetables, snack foods, and spices. And the imports of services were $18.4 billion in 2018, including transport, travel, and research and development sectors. So basically, it means that the U.S. goods trade deficit with China was $419 billion in 2018. So basically, this is the main reason for the current trade war. The huge imbalance with the U.S. importing way more from China than it exports to China. Thanks to this situation, President Trump imposed Trump's tariffs policy aims to encourage consumers to buy American products by making imported goods more expensive. The issue has been debated in the past as well. It received more importance during last years, with the United States determined to put an end to this imbalance through tariffs and trade barriers. But the current conflict start on 2016, when President Trump promised during his first presidential campaign, to reduce the large trade deficit with China, which he claimed was what he claimed was based in large part on unfair Chinese trading practices, including intellectual property, forced technology transfer, lack of market access for American companies in China, and an unlevel playing field caused by Beijing subsidies for favor Chinese companies. So in 2017, U.S. government imposed billions of dollars in tariffs of some Chinese goods coming into the U.S. Some of that goods were products like flat screen televisions, weapons, satellites, medical devices, aircraft parts, and batteries. And in response to U.S. trade measures, the Chinese government believes the U.S. is trying to restrict its rise as a global economy or a global economic power, it means, and accused the Trump administration of engaging in protectionism. So since then, both countries are locked in a power struggle as they impose new tariffs of goods imported into their countries. After all, the countries have held These two countries have held talks trying to resolve the trade tensions, but they haven't resolved it until they passed one trade deal, which was signed by the US President Donald Trump and the chief negotiator of China on January of this year. As part of the deal, China agreed to buy an additional $200 billion of American goods and services over the following 2 years. And those additional purchases will be made up of manufacturing, energy, agricultural goods, and tourism, financial services, and cloud services. China also will remove barriers to exports, including beef, pork, poultry, seafood, dairy, rice, infant formula, and animal feed and biotechnology. And US will suspend a new 15% tariff on around $152 billion of Chinese goods. So basically, this is a very serious situation to the entire world. In fact, the International Monetary Fund has, has warned that the trade war between them will hurt the global economy and even more at this time, at this time of crisis, I mean, that the world is going through to the coronavirus. I think the rapid spread of the virus postponed indefinitely the phase of two trade deal between USA and China. So a lot of questions raised about whether China will be willing to comply with the terms of the deal, the trade deal. The answer is that on February, China lifted bans of some pet food products, shipping potatoes, sorry, and poultry and beef products. And it also announced a series of tariffs measures, including a process through which importers could apply for exceptions. And President Trump, in fact, has resisted to ease the trade tariffs to offset the damage the coronavirus pandemic is doing to the global economy. So this is the situation nowadays, and now we can only wait that what will happen with these economies, with these countries, once the coronavirus crisis is over. Thank you.